Hello and welcome to our second episode of Cooking with Johnny O. Well, again, what we're doing here is looking at making good meals on a budget with your family, things that do not take a whole lot of time or money but are very good. What we're going to do today is make a basic spaghetti sauce, or if you're from the East Coast, gravy. Again, it's a basic Italian dish. This is sort of my family's recipe. My grandfather passed away in 1993. This is kind of his recipe. It took me about 2 years afterwards to finally hit on it and get it right. Very simple. What we're going to make, again, this is very basic. So no sausage, no meat in it, mushrooms, anything like that, because we don't know what we're going to do with it. But this is our base, and then you can make just a regular spaghetti sauce, sausage sauce, chicken cacciatore, whatever, after we're done with this. Okay, first order of business, got our butter melting here. A lot of people use strictly olive oil. Secret I learned from my dad: put some butter in, either use a whole stick of butter or at least a half stick. Makes the sauce stick to the pasta better. So what we do here, we use a quarter cup of butter, quarter cup of olive oil, and that'll be fine. Mix them together. Again, me and onions don't get along, so for that reason I use onion powder, or you can dice up a whole onion. Add some garlic. Cooking tip: your garlic is less likely to burn if you put the onion in first. Yeah, in this case we're going to go a little bit mild just because we don't know what we're going to do with it later. If I do, then sometimes I'll just put more garlic in as I cook. Again, because we're cooking on a budget, use a lot of dried spices, which is perfectly fine. My secret there: get all the spices good and cooking first. First thing we add is 1 tablespoon of basil. This is what makes my family sauce taste like my family sauce. Ratio of oregano to basil 2 to 1. So that's 1 tablespoon of basil, 2 tablespoons of oregano. So we add 2 teaspoons black pepper. It's regular old pepper. I prefer Watkins pepper, it has a good flavor to it. Two tablespoons of dried parsley, or again, you can use all fresh spices if you want. That's fine. Again, here we are making a vegetarian sauce. So what we will do, this is a cup of chicken stock. You can use chicken stock or beef stock. I have chicken just because it's what I happen to have at the time. And what we sort of do is get our roux going first. One tablespoon of sugar, 2 tablespoons of salt. Kind of cuts the bitterness of the tomato out a little bit. 1 bay leaf. Let's get this boiling here. Also 1 cup of red wine. For cooking and general drinking around the house, with meals, I like Cribari. Cribari wine seems to give very good flavor to the sauce. Just let that boil for just a second. 2 small cans or 1 large can of tomato paste. So just one, I'll put another one in later. That was tricky. And try to get our tomato paste a little dissolved up here. Yeah, it's starting to smell good already. Again, if you want to make a meat sauce, sausage sauce, whatever, you can cook that in there too. That's what my dad used to do. He'd cook some type of beef in with the sauce till it got soft and shred it apart, put it back in the sauce. You can do that if you want to make a meat sauce, or you know, Italian thick meat sauce is called a ragu. It's just different from the sauce that comes in a jar. Also, sauce bolognese, which is a meat sauce with cream and cheese in it. A little heavy cream, some good bit of Parmesan cheese. Okay, we're starting to boil here. Again, I prefer using a cast iron pot. You have to watch the heat on there, because we don't want to scorch the sauce and burn it. Again, we're not using fresh tomatoes here, although you can. It takes much longer to cook. Myself, I prefer crushed tomatoes. So you can use either 2 cans of crushed tomatoes like I am, or if you want a little smoother sauce, 1 can of regular tomato puree, 1 can of crushed, or 2 cans of regular. Again, it's kind of personal preference. Kind of hold the spatula there so it doesn't spill or splash around and make a mess. But yeah, I prefer the crushed tomatoes. Also, we put in a whole peeled carrot, kind of absorbs the bitterness. Stalk of celery for a little extra flavor. You can do this in a slow cooker also if you have a crock pot. I still recommend getting the ingredients together on the stove first. Put a lid on, cook it on low, minimum of 2 hours, and as many as 4. When you're near done, we'll take out the bay leaf, the celery, the carrot, shake in some Parmesan cheese again to mellow it out, and that's our basic sauce.